Well, folks, I figured I'd get on here and before the markets open and everything and people panic more. Listen, everything that's going on right now is bullshit, okay? Don't listen to these sons of bitches out here that, oh, it's a correction. Oh, the market's crashing. And all that bullshit is not that, okay? It's profit taking. Profit taking. I'll explain it to you. See, years ago, Democrats were of the quote people, the unions and all that stuff. And the Republicans were the ones, the money would back. That's flipped. The people have went to the Republicans. They get $5, $10, $20 donations. Democrats, they get hundreds of thousands of dollars from the big people and the corporations and so on and so forth. Okay. Well, they're kind of perturbed with Trump. But then what Trump's doing with these tariffs, and now corporations want to come back into the country, well, that changes everything, doesn't it? You see, years ago, we built things. We didn't run a big deficit like we're running right now. Because we built things. We built so much, we'd ship it across the whole world. Now, not so much. We don't build enough to sustain ourselves, really. Well, Trump's going to change that. So, by changing that, we pay the deficit down, put more money into people's pockets, dollar gets stronger, your cost of living should drop, and your living standards should rise. Okay? So, with that right there being said, the big powers to be, the big brokerage houses, BlackRock, Vanguard, Dean Witter, J.P. Morgan, these guys, they're looking around, going, well, the market's going to go higher, okay? But before the market goes higher, we got to take profit out of this market. So they're going to take profit out of it. Then the market's going to build because of what Trump's doing. And it's going to go higher than what it is right now. I had a guy, gentleman, write me and said, yeah, he lost 60,000 in his 401. I was like, yeah. Well, he's going to make his 60 and probably another 100 easily back. The thing of it is don't panic. See, all these fools out here are going to have you panicking because that's what they do. Okay. What they don't understand is greed is very powerful for these people. That's why they're doing what they're doing right now. They're greedy. They want to take profit. Market's going to come down. It's going to stop. Where? Who the hell knows? But it'll stop. And then what Trump's doing is going to, as factories come into the country, they're being built because it takes money to build things. So the economy will pick up just from building factories. More of that's going to be regional than, throughout the whole country. I mean, it will help depending on, because it's always a network. You got a company, and the company's based here. But they may get supplies from over here and there and places. So it helps other places also because it's a network. Well, when they're building things, same thing. We got to order steel from over here. We got to order cement from over here, prefabbed, concrete, walls, so on and so forth, prefab. stuff from here and there. I mean, it helps places throughout the country. You got to order trucks, order parts, mechanics, the whole 9 yards, folks. And that's starting. It hadn't really happened yet, but it started. So what do? We take profit. Because once that starts to happen, the money starts rolling in. Though once the money starts rolling in, what happens to the stock market? Oh man, we got good profits. Our profits and profits and profits. All of a sudden, the whole world's looking around going, damn, and people start investing. Investments roll in. Stock market kicks up and goes higher. These guys sold, made money, it dropped, they buy back in, and they ride it up again. So don't be letting these fear mongers screw you. Okay, you could ride in this and probably make quite a bit of money. Because the thing of it is once they build these corporations, build factories, Intel, car parts, it doesn't matter. When they build factories, okay? What's the two things they got to have? Even as they're building the factories, okay, they got to have insurance. Because a wall falls on somebody and kills a worker, you got to have insurance. A guy driving a dozer hits something, busts something, you got to have insurance. But once the building's built, well, then you got to insure the people. You got to insure the building, the grounds, and liability and all this and that. So the insurance companies love it. Insurance companies are financial institutions. They take that money and they invest it into the markets. Then what ends up happening is now insurance companies have got in there. Now, guess what? The financials, the Dean Witters, Schwab's, people like that, Fidelity, blah, 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 so on and so forth. Hey, do you have 401 set up for your employees? Well, hey, take a look at our plan. Look at our plan. Look at our plan. Look at our plan. And then you got to have somebody moving the money. J.P. Morgan, Citigroup, Wells Fargo. It doesn't matter, but you got to have somebody, moving money for these guys too. See, so they're all going to come in. So the big money loves this because they're greedy. They're not going to collapse this. It's just starting. But they're going to take profit out of it now, run the market down so they can ride it up. Now, all these other guys are going to tell you, oh, the collapse, oh my God, run to the hills, buy gold, buy silver, blah, 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 blah. Hey, you want gold, silver, good, go buy it. I mean, really. You should have some. You shouldn't have all your eggs in one basket, okay? You should kind of split, move it around a little bit. Be smart. But you have time to invest right now. Not just in this, but you have time to invest in still buying some preps. You have time. But the biggest and the most important thing is open your heart. Because God's going to pour out His blessings upon you. And if your heart is hardened and closed, how's it going to accept God's blessings? Open your heart. Don't be pissed off at the guy driving down the road or the guy that walked out in front of you or the guy that did this or that. I know. They waited just for you all fucking day. They waited for you to drive down the road that particular time so they could cut you off. I know. That son of a bitch walked out in front of me, in front of Walmart and I know he waited for you. He waited till 2:15 so he knew you were coming so he'd do that just to you. You're not that fucking important, okay? Neither am I. So, open your heart, people. Let God's blessings come in. Put God first. Ask God, what am I to do, Lord? Follow God's blessings. Follow God first and foremost. And all these son of a bitches that sit out here and tell you they know this and they know that, they're all fucking idiots. Okay? I get I get so tired of watching this shit. God, I mean, Jesus, man. Should be a law against it. I mean, when God pours out his rapture, his his horsemen and his bowls and things, that's God doing it. Okay, and all this is in God's hands. When when Babylon is destroyed, us, when we're destroyed, guess what? The big thing is God will decide how to do it, and it won't be man. Man has nothing to do with this. Man's not that powerful. You see, man's not that powerful. God can do anything. He can wipe Babylon off the face, and he's done it before. He flooded the world. He created the universe. He gave Noah, I don't know, 400 or some 600 years to build the ark. Okay? I mean, I don't think Noah started building the ark until he was, I don't know, 600 years old or something. He was an old, well, we consider that old, probably middle-aged then. But, it took him a while to do it. And people laughed and scoffed and blah, blah, blah. Then when it started raining and pouring and then it was torrential and they're like, let us in. Well, God sealed the door up. God sealed the door. Why did God seal the door, not Noah? Noah, I don't want you to feel bad about this. You see, because you might open that door and let these people on because you have compassion and empathy for them. I warned them. I told them. They laughed. They smocked. And they thought you was an idiot and crazy. And they didn't want to listen. I am purging this. I will lock the door. I will seal it. So you have a clean conscience. And that's the thing that's going to happen with this country. God doesn't need nukes. God doesn't need money. God doesn't need none of this shit. I mean, we have a super volcano sitting off over here. There. I think I'm facing the west. But if that's the case, that baby lights off. That's going to separate the country right there. Big problems. Big problems. And then we got one here in Madrid. South of us. So, God started letting a few of those things happen. Well, that's it. That'll darken out the sun. That'll turn the moon to blood, so on and so forth. It has nothing to do with man. Man doesn't have that kind of power. So, folks, the only thing to listen to and to let into your heart and your soul and everything else is God. Okay? Don't listen to all these other morons. Don't listen to me. All right? All I'm saying is at least for the next couple of years until maybe midterms, they may try to do something in the midterms if they don't want Trump around. Because, I mean, if things are going really well, and the big money out there is looking around going, God, man, we haven't made so much money in our life. They may just keep Trump in office. They may put Trump in for a third term. It's been talked about. If it's doing really well, they may just say, Trump, man, go for it. Everybody's getting rich. And that's what they want. See, the problem is with the Democrats, they're fools. You see, instead of regrouping, coming back and going, okay, what are we going to do with this? Well, we're going to sit back and, the people, well, it's simple enough. We just look at the people and say, look, you guys wanted this, right? Well, we'll vote along with it. We'll go along with it, okay? You want this, we'll vote for it. You want that, we'll vote for it. Use that as an excuse. Let the prosperity begin. And if it falls all to shit, say, well, yeah, we voted for the stuff, but that's what you wanted. We went ahead and went along with what you wanted. You see? So, I mean, it's a win-win for the Democrats. They can sit back and still make a lot of money. And if things go to hell, they just blame it on the people because you wanted this. But they're too stupid for that. They want to fight. Why? Because short term, they're losing money. All the stealing and conniving and kickbacks and all the bullshit they've been doing, they're losing money. And they're also afraid to go into prison. That's why it's more than when you're dealing in stuff like this, you got to be above reproach. You got to show where every nickel comes from and where every nickel goes out. Not for any other reason, but you can show the American people, I'm clean. I haven't taken anything. I haven't done anything wrong. Blah, 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 and so forth. But they don't understand that either. They're not that smart because they're demons. These people are demons. I mean, I have not seen, these judges and stuff that are coming up and these people that are causing Trump problems. Last time I've seen things like that, people that look like that, they're wearing Nazi hats and with Nazi insignias all over their jackets. I mean, stop and think about this for 2 seconds. Take the person, find a Nazi, take their face off and put it on that, and you know what? You'd be like, holy crap! Right? Exactly. These people are evil. They're demons. They're demons. So you're going to prosper. When? Well, the minute they start building factories, and the minute they start bringing the investment in, and the minute they start putting more and more people to work, because there are going to be people building factories and people going to work for the factories, and then they're going to build more factories and more people going to work, and these are good paying jobs. And I'll guarantee you, Trump's going to do something about these interest rates that these credit cards and this are charging people. He's going to say, no, you're not charging 30%. He's going to knock it down to something reasonable. And not only that, but I think he's going to walk into the insurance companies and say, you're going to redo this, and you hospitals are not charging $50 for an aspirin. That ain't happening anymore. He's going to take on some other things, but right now this is his main focus. But he's going to take on other things also. He's not done. He's just getting started. But he's got to hit the road hard like he's been doing to stay ahead of these demons. Look. This judge seems to think, these judges, Supreme Court included, seem to think that, well, the president does not answer to you, you stupid sons of bitches. Not only that, but they seem to think that the president of some foreign country or some prime minister of a foreign country or something answers to them. Oh, you got to stop. You got to. Who the fuck do you think you are? If I was Trump, I'd fire every one of them. I'd walk into the federal thing and say, I'm firing every one of you. You people are fucking out of control and stupid. I wouldn't tolerate it. People would go, oh, you're going after your adversaries. I said, no, I'm going after a bunch of stupid assholes that are causing problems. And that are problems. It's like a cop. You got a good cop that pulls you over, doesn't give you any lip, just ask a couple things, okay, it's a cool guy, cool guy. Then you get some over there, oh, they're just, they're waiting for any little thing, just so, they could put you, and you're going to comply, and this and that bullshit, you know what? It's all on the camera. You see what's going on and stuff. Why is that? Look, you make a complaint, the department should look at that and go, fire him. Cops would soon straighten out real fast. Why? Well, I didn't do it. We don't like how you handled the situation. You were escalating things instead of de-escalating things. I said, you kept badgering the person. I said, we don't do that. Okay? We don't do that. I mean, hold these people accountable. Anyways, folks, I think I get on here and say, hey, listen, don't worry about this. This is just profit taking. Trust in the Lord first and foremost. You've got time. You've got time. I will put this out there though. If you go back and watch my older videos, year, 2 years, all this stuff is, I've said all this. I've said more. You know, I just get tired of people being so disingenuous and lying and thinking they know something they don't know. I don't know. Okay? I don't know. But think about what I said. What's coming upon this country with prosperity, you honestly think the brokerage house, the money men, I'm just talking money men, banks, brokerage houses, the whole 9 yards. You don't think they want in on this? The hell they don't. They want in on this. You see, they want in on this. They're greedy. They want this. See? They're going to be back in Trump. See? They're going to back him. Now, if things start going sideways and he screws them, well, that's a whole other story. But I don't think that's going to happen. You're going to have a couple years, at least, year and a half, 2 years of prosperity, easily. Easily. And I mean, up until his midterm, I mean, if they want to try to get him out, they'll create a crisis and then try to push him out. The smartest thing these people can do is just shut their yap. I mean, Pam Bondi and Cash Patel and guys like that. They got this Bajanjo guy or whatever in there now. I'll tell you what. The minute you got these congressmen on and people on video inciting riots and this and that stuff, it's a no-brainer. You bring charges against them. Go walk right into the damn Senate, House, whatever. You got a warrant for your arrest. Turn around, cuff them, search them, haul them out. Call the media. I'm sure there's plenty around there, but I'm saying haul their ass out. Don't tolerate their shit for 2 seconds. Oh, we need more than that. No, you don't. No, you don't. That's enough to tell them to shut the hell up, because what? Attorney's going to say, oh yeah, go back out there on the steps and say some more of that bullshit you just said. Make it even better for yourselves. You know what? Oh, they're coming after us because of this, because of that. Then you play what the hell they said. It's like you're a bunch of liars. Look what the hell you said. Look what you're doing. I mean, you did it to yourself, you morons. I don't have any tolerance for shit like that. None. You got too many other important things to do in life, okay? Too many more important things. So, we don't have time to be squabbling with each other. We don't have that time. You might have a difference of opinion, and that's good. Because you might have thought of something I didn't think of, and you're going, well, God, that's a pretty good idea. Hey, what else you got? Okay, you all sit down together, and you're going, well, okay, I see that, yeah. How can we incorporate this and make it better? Well, I don't know. Well, they all go their own separate ways. Maybe the next day they call up, I was thinking about this last night. If we did this, that's a pretty good idea, and we can incorporate both this, and we come up with that. Yeah, that's how it should be. Work together. If you want to fight with each other, go get Dana White. I'm sure he'll set up a cage and you can go fight with. Oh, that's right. You couldn't do it because you get your. Some of the guys in Congress are in pretty good shape. I'll tell you what. That one little feisty, Green, Marjorie Taylor Greene or something like that. I'll tell you what. She probably kicked quite a few of those guys' ass. That's for sure. But what I'm getting at is, they want to fight and this and that. Go step into a ring. All right? Put your money where your mouth is. Mouth where your money, or whatever. Don't matter. Okay? And shut the hell up. Do what's best for the people. The people. That's right. Your king, your servant is you. You're the agent. You're to serve. You're to do what's best for us. Period. We don't work for you. You work for us. We are Caesar. You are our dependents. We pay you. You understand? Your total existence relies on us. Going out every day doing the bullshit we do. That's right, you work for us. And you pieces of dog shit that want to sit out there and talk down to us and screw us over and this and that stuff, you know what? You go fuck off. I mean, you're a bunch of fucking pieces of shit. I'm not talking about the good ones. I'm just talking about, anybody that wants to screw us over. Come on, really? The only reason you have a house and a car and a 401 and health insurance and everything else is because of us. Right? Think about it. We own you. You are our slave. In other words, you're a slave to us. Okay? I can put it that way too. You're owned by us. We pay for you. We pay your way. You're like a dependent. You're like a child. People, don't forget that. You don't answer to these people. They answer to you. And this piece of shit in his black fucking vampire robe sucking the life out of people. Who the hell do they think they are? They are way out of line. Way out of line. And we've allowed them to be out of line. We need to put them back in the bottle. Back in the bottle. Put the cap on it. People. They're to follow the Constitution. Law of the land. Period. That's it. Not their case law. Not all their bullshit. Okay? When it's repugnant to the Constitution, it is nothing. All right? Remember that. Oh, but you comply. You comply. Yeah. I'm telling you, man. I'm glad our forefathers didn't comply. I'm glad during the Civil War we didn't comply. I'm glad during World War II we didn't comply. You see, you got to stand up. Thomas Jefferson, the tree of liberty has to be, the blood has to be replenished by tyrants and patriots alike. Go read his quote. He says it much better. But he knew. They lived it. They lived it. You're living it. But you see, then they would just march into your house, no problem, just bust the door and come in and get you. I'll drop it there. I could go on for hours on this. So, you folks, you have a good one. Take care. Trust in the Lord. And I mean that. I'm not just one of these people that sit here and go, oh, the Lord comes first. Here's a prayer. Lord comes first. Here's a prayer. Oh, Jesus Christ, Lord and Savior. They say it so much it doesn't mean anything. There's no meaning there. There's no heartfelt there. When I say it, I mean it. I don't want to see any of you left behind. I don't want to see any of you burn in hell. I want you to repent. I want you to find God. Oh, yeah. I mean, I know you're looking at me going, this guy just said fuck this, that, and every other thing. Well, yeah, you're right. I did. And God will hold me accountable for it. And I know it. You see? So there's no excuse. I have no excuses. And I know that. The only thing I have is the grace of God, the mercy of God. That's all I have. I fall far, far, far short of the glory of God. And if He sees fit and allows me into heaven, I'll be surprised. So anyways, folks, y'all take care. Make this thing work.